Hi, good morning. This is John Paul, Assistant Professor, Tech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sagundala Engineering College, Avadi, Chennai. Today we discuss about perspective process model in software engineering. So, what is perspective process model? The perspective process model is a continuous information gathering, that is feedback, collecting feedback from customer. So every time, every stage, we have to collect feedback from customer. It is very efficient to develop software code. So in perspective process model is a traditional software development model that follow a structured and well-defined sequence of steps. They prescribe a strict approach to software development, ensuring predictability, discipline, and organization in the development process. These models are useful for projects that require well documented and sequential process. The key characteristics of perspective process model, it is a linear model and a sequential approach model. That means step by step execution. It is well defined phases. It has well defined phases, that is planning, design, development, testing, deployment. This model has strict documentation and planning. The documentation is very important in the perspective process model. It is a less flexibility to changes. If any customer wants to change in the after the design model, there is no possibility for changing the requirements. It is best suited for well understood project with clear requirements. These are the characteristics of perspective process model. The perspective process model has various types of model. First one is a waterfall model. The waterfall model is the simplest perspective process model where the software development process flows sequentially through well-defined phases. The waterfall model is also called as linear sequential model or classic life cycle model. In this model, each phase is fully completed before the beginning of the next phase. This model is used for the small project. In this model, feedback is taken after each phase to ensure that the project is on the right path. In every stage, every phase, the feedback is taken because the project is going on right path. Suppose there is no possibility for changes, we have to drop out the project or continue the project. Testing path starts only after the development is complete. In the waterfall model has various phases: communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment. The communication phase has project initialization, requirements gathering. The planning phase has estimating, scheduling, tracking. In the modeling phase has analysis, design. The construction phase has code test. The deployment phase has delivery, support, and feedback. The waterfall model has various stages: requirements, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance. The waterfall model has various phases. First phase is a requirement analysis, collect and document customer requirements. That means collect the customer requirements. What are the customer needs? What are the customer expectation? All the details are collected and documented. In this model, documentation is very, very important. So in the requirement analysis, we have to collect the details about what are the customer requirements, what are the customer needs, what are the customer expectation for that project. So all the details are collected and documented. After the documented, the next phase, design, system design. In the system design phase, define the architecture design, what are the modules are used and what are the components are used. All the details are analyzed and designed. For diagrammatic representation, architectural design, all are done in the system design. After the completing system design, then we go for next phase, implementation. That is a coding. Based on the system design, based on the architectural design, we have to develop the actual code. The code was developed by software development team. So the software development team is the most important for implementation. After generating code, we have to testing if it is correct or not. If it is satisfied all the customer needs, it is a error-free program. So all details are checked in the testing. In the testing phase, verify the functionality and fix errors. All the customer needs are satisfied, customer expectation is satisfied, and it is error-free program. All details are checked in the testing phase. In the deployment phase, after completing error-free program, then we have to deliver the product, deliver the software to the user. That phase is called deployment phase. After deployment phase, we go for maintenance. Yes, the maintenance used to maintain the software 3 months or 4 months once. We have to any needs for customer about the project, that is a maintenance. So these are the phases of waterfall model. What are the features of waterfall model? It is very simple to understand and use. In a waterfall model, each phase must completed fully before the next phase can begin. Each phase must be completed, then only we go for next phase. This type of model is basically used for the project which is small and there are no uncertain requirements, because in this model the requirements are clearly understood. After that we go for next phase, that is a design, coding, testing, implementation. At the end of the each phase, a review takes place to determine if the project is on the right path and whether or not to continue or discard the project. So in every phase, we have to take the review if the project is on the right path, whether it is continue or not, or discard the project. Based on the review, we have to take the decision. In testing phase starts only after the development is complete. In waterfall model, phases do not overlap. Documentation is produced in each and every steps. Documentation is very important in the waterfall model. What are the advantages of waterfall model? This model works for small project because the requirements are understood very well. The waterfall model is simple and easy to understand, implement and use. All the requirements are known at the beginning of the project, hence it is easy to manage. Documentation helps for future reference. The disadvantage of waterfall model, the problems with this model are uncovered until the software testing. The requirement analysis is done initially. Sometimes it is not possible to state all the requirements initially. The amount of risk is high. This model is good for complex and object-oriented project. Customer can see the model only at the end. When to use the waterfall model? This model is used only when the requirements are very well known, clear and fixed. Product definition is stable. Technology is understood. There is no ambiguous requirements. The project is short. The spiral model is a risk-driven process model. The spiral model is a iterative in nature. In spiral model, an alternative solution is provided if the risk is found in the risk analysis. Then alternate solution are suggested and implemented. It is a combination of prototype and sequential model or waterfall model. In one iteration, all activities are done. For large projects, the output is small. The framework activities of the spiral model are shown in following figure. The spiral model has 5 phases: communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment. The communication phase are used to communicate with the customer, communicate with the end user. What are the customer needs? What are the customer requirements? What are the customer's expectation? All the details are collected through the communication. The planning phase, estimating, scheduling, risk analysis. The planning phase are used to estimating the project. That means how long it takes to complete, how much amount are used. All the details are estimated. Scheduling. What are the schedule for the project? When it is completed, when it is started, how many members are worked in the project. Next, what are the risk analysis? What are the risks are available in that project? What are the alternate solution for that project? All the details are analyzed in the planning. In the modeling phase has analysis and design. So what are the risk analysis? What are the estimation? All the details are analyzed in modeling phase. And then we go for design, architectural design for customer requirements. Then go for construction. In the construction phase are used to code generation. The software developer develop the code based on the customer requirements and based on the system design, architectural design. They have to develop the code. After developing the code, there should be testing. If the code is correct or if the code is has any errors, the code satisfy the customer requirements, all the details are tested, then only go for deployment. That means delivery the product to the customer and get the feedback from the customer. What are the customer expectation are satisfied or not? If the project is good, all the expectation are collected through the feedback. The spiral model is similar to the incremental model with more emphasis placed on risk analysis. The spiral model has four phases: planning, risk analysis, engineering, and evaluation. A software project repeatedly passes through this phase is iteration, that is called a spiral in this model. The baseline spiral, starting in the planning phase, requirements is gathered and a risk is assessed. Each subsequent spiral build on the baseline spiral. In the planning phase, the requirements are gathered during the planning phase. What are the customer requirements? Like BRS, Business Requirement Specification, and SRS, that is System Requirement Specification. All the details are collected in the planning phase. In the risk analysis phase, a process is undertaken to identify the risk and what are the alternate solutions for the project. A prototype is produced at the end of the risk analysis phase. If any risk is found during the risk analysis, then alternate solutions are suggested and implemented. In engineering phase, software is developed along with testing at the end of the phase. Hence, in this phase, the development and testing is done. In evaluation phase, this phase allows the customer to evaluate the output of the project to date before the project continues to the next spiral. The advantage of spiral model, it reduces high amount of risk. It is good for large and critical project. It gives strong approval and documentation control. Requirement changes can be made easily at every stage. Additional functionality can be added at a later date. In spiral model, the software is produced early in the life cycle process. Disadvantage of spiral model, it can be costly to develop a software model. It is not used for small project. Risk analysis requires highly specific expertise. Project success is highly dependent on the risk analysis phase. When to use spiral model? When cost and risk evaluation is important. When project is not expected within a specific limited time. For medium to high risk project, users are unsure of their needs, requirements are complex, the significant changes are expected, that is research and the exploration. So then the prospective process model has another one model, RAD model, that is a rapid application development model. In the RAD model is a type of incremental process model in which there is extremely short development cycle. It is a type of incremental model. In RAD model, the components or functions are developed in parallel as if they were mini project. The developments are time boxed, delivered, and then assembled into a working prototype. This can quickly give the customer something to see and use and to provide feedback regarding to the delivery and their requirements. In RAD model, The requirements are collected from the customer and they have to design the product design. After product design, the project is divided into number of sub functionality. That is a system design. Each system design given to the separate team, separate software development team. Many number of teams are involved in each phase, in each design coding. After developing the coding, they have to testing the developed code. There is a number of functionality tested in separately and all the tested codes are integrated. That is a deployment. So all the software code is integrated and if it is error free, customer requirements are satisfied, then deliver it to customer and collect the feedback. What are the features of RAD model? Using a RAD model, a software product can be developed within 60 to 90 days of time. The various phases of RAD model are requirement gathering, planning, analysis, design, deployment. When to use RAD model? When there is a need to create a system 2 to 3 months of time. Only when the resource with high business knowledge are available. Advantage of RAD model: reduced development time. The delivery within 2 to 3 months, it is very useful. Increase reusability of computer. Quick initial reviews occur. Encourage customer feedback. Integration from very beginning solve lot of integration issues. The disadvantage of RAD model: requires highly skilled developers, designers, requires multiple team and a large number of people to work on a project, need heavy resources. If there is no proper modelization, then a RAD project would fail. Adopting new technology is difficult. These are the advantage and disadvantage of RAD model. Thank you.